cruising on the Silver Dawn.
A foggy arrival into Boston. While I would love to see aircraft in operation, I am very happy that I'm arriving by sea.
A cormorant floats on rain-fleckled water, with a flyby by another bird.
No aircraft movements visible at the airport.
By the time we have been pushed into place, we have had breakfast and are at Boston Harbour, ready to take a boat tour.
An old warehouse converted to apartments. This site is in high demand. The fog and rain have cleared, leaving us an excellent view of the Famine Memorial Bridge.
Leaving the berth, we see more of downtown Boston, with the old Custom House Tower now surrounded by much more modern buildings. The glass facade of the State Street building reaches for the sky.
The rusty skeleton is the old single-line North Railway swing bridge. Grade 2 listed, the bridge is usually left open to river traffic, but it can be closed to allow a train across.
Looking through the huge arch of the Boston Harbour Hotel. I think being on the waterfront, these are all residential apartments.
Warehouses or apartments? With all the trucks parked along the front, I think warehouses.
Being all enclosed, I think these are ferry boats. Our ship comes into view.
And remains in view because I so choose. As I recall it, this was above a fish supply company building.
Fort Independence, built to defend the harbour. Some of today's passengers with a view towards Boston.
Logan Airport, right opposite Fort Independence, with some air activity. We are travelling too quickly to actually get this takeoff from a head-on perspective. United States Lightship Nantucket served at the Lightship Nantucket position from 1936 through to 1983. She was the last serving lightship.
Memorial to Donald Mackay, 1810 to 1880, a master shipbuilder, whose company launched many of the fastest clippers in history, with Flying Cloud being the most famous.
The tall ship Boston on a nearby wharf.
Paris Landing, naval building converted into luxury condominiums.
The Leonard P. Zachem Bunker Hill Memorial Bridge. What a mouthful. Looking to the right, we can see the USS Constitution with the Bunker Hill Monument in the background.
The Constitution is the world's oldest commissioned warship still afloat, with an active crew of 75 officers and sailors.
This assignment is considered to be a special duty and highly sought after. USS Constitution firing a 17-gun salute for Independence Day 2014.
The Bunker Hill Memorial, which we did not get to.
It commemorates June 17, 1775, when New England soldiers faced the British Army for the first time in a pitched battle.
Back on land after an enjoyable harbour cruise.
We decide against a duck tour,
which results in us finding these statues of whales.
I have turned them sideways to give a bigger image.
In a tree above, this little guy can hardly make himself heard.
The Flour and Grain Exchange Building has housed the Boston Chamber of Commerce since 1885.
Behind it, the Customs Building. View through the arch of the Boston Harbour Hotel from the landside.
Pedestrian zone, please walk your wheels. I am leaving Gale here while I walk up to see where the Boston Tea Party took place. I view the North Railway Bridge seen earlier in our harbour cruise. Boston is known as the Windy City. This video is all over the place as my wide-brimmed hat has been blown off into the harbour, even though I had the chin strap on. On the other side of the bridge, you can view the Boston Tea Party Museum. The Boston Tea Party was an act of protest on December 16, 1773, during the American Revolution. Members of the Sons of Liberty on that night boarded the ship Dartmouth. They threw 342 chests of tea into Boston Harbour. The aim was to protest the British Parliament's tax on tea, which had been imposed without any representation from the 13 colonies of British America. Rejoining Gale, we view the placards on benches along the walkway.
Together with a warning to keep pets out of the beds.
We let a duck pass before starting out on the Freedom Trail.
The Old State House of Boston. The Boston Irish Famine Memorial contained 2 groups of statues.
They contrast with an Irish family suffering during the Great Famine of 1845 to 1852, with a prosperous family that had emigrated to America.
The Old South Meeting House, an historic Congregational church building.
It gained fame as the organizing point for the Boston Tea Party of December 16, 1773.
"1:15 in the afternoon already. We take lunch at Charlie's, grilled steak and melty cheese.
Almost ate it all before I remember to take a photograph.
Onto the Freedom Park and the Brewer Fountain.
Quite statuesque statues considering the conservative outlook of the time.
Second different duck of the day. As we arrive in front of the Massachusetts House of Representatives.
The 54th Massachusetts Memorial commemorates Colonel R.G. Shaw and the first all-black volunteer regiment from the North during the Civil War. The memory of the just is blessed, listing those who paid the ultimate sacrifice.
Moving through Beacon Hill, taking in the old architecture.
This old firehouse is now a residential property.
We take heed of Liza's request and take time to smell the flowers where we see them.
The Church of the Advent is housed in a Victorian Gothic building, faced in brick with 8 large change-ringing bells and a 172-foot spire.
The founders stopped the custom of renting pews, because this meant those with money rented the best seats.
Servants and the poor were left to find places in the back.
The founders said this enforced social distinction was contrary to the nature of Christianity. That plant has probably taken years to cover the building like this.
Pavement reminded that the nearby bridge is the Longfellow Bridge, built to link Boston and Cambridge.
This is the bridge, also called the Salt and Pepper Bridge, due to the 4 towers in the center looking like salt and pepper pots.
Emerging from the steam somewhere in downtown Boston, Gale is faced by a hop-on, hop-off old-style tour bus, closely followed by the red duck seen earlier.
We again pass the old State House, minuscule against modern buildings.
Back on board, we watch the Zadadam reverse off her berth.
We shall see her again in 2 days when in Halifax.
The tug, Justice, has arrived to shepherd us out.
A cormorant sits atop a clanging buoy.
Maybe it took off in fright when our captain sends a booming goodbye to Boston.
Good night. See you tomorrow.